Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for visiting Rabbani Research. We will talk on innovative ideas, and this presentation is based on a Stanford University book on driving innovation and ideas. A manager who takes time to feed her own creative side well is one who knows how to elicit the creativity of others best. And this we should know from the beginning. Next is to get creative ideas, we need to eat right and exercise. Research shows that the best way to maximize creativity is to maintain high level of both serotonin and dopamine. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter and plays several roles in your body, including influencing learning and memory, happiness, as well as regulating body temperature, sleep, sexual behavior, and hunger. Lack of enough serotonin is thought to play a role in depression, anxiety, mania, and other health conditions. Low serotonin levels in the brain are thought to contribute to depression. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter and acts on areas of the brain to give you feelings of pleasure, satisfaction, and motivation. Dopamine also has a role to play in controlling memory, mood, sleep, learning, concentration, movement, and other body functions. Low levels of dopamine have been linked to Parkinson's disease, restless legs syndrome, and depression. Low levels of dopamine can make you feel tired, moody, unmotivated, and many other symptoms. Serotonin and dopamine will keep a person calm but energized. Ideally, 2 hours of deep sleep reduces cortisol levels and boosts serotonin. Don't confuse it with the daily requirement of 8 hours sleep. A high protein breakfast is easily converted into serotonin and dopamine, while caffeine is a physiological arouser, meaning it will amplify whatever emotions one is already feeling. Consider a brisk walk before an afternoon meeting, or better yet, walk and talk. Steve Jobs regularly held walking meetings. Mark Zuckerberg does too. The serotonin exercise produces not only a person more creative and productive, but it also improves the quality of sleep, creating a positive cycle all around. Engage your employees. Corporations worried about losing their edge often try to force their employees to work better, faster, stronger by applying more pressure or using threats and ultimatums. The goal then is to get workers engaging and second pathway from complacency to excitement, which is much more likely to trigger innovation. That shift is achieved primarily through positive reinforcement, encouragement, respect, and enhanced responsibility. Driving ideas and innovation. This is an example. Getting great ideas, it required a team of 2, one pushing a cart with a fresh spindles and the other constantly having to move the stool, climb up and replace the spindle, and climb down. The guy who stood on a stool was often taking sick leave because of the physical demands, which sometimes led to falls and other injuries. In his own time after work, the factory worker began experimenting with how to propel the stool so that the worker didn't have to keep getting up and down. Eventually, he had the idea to put wheels on the stool and then the rigged up an electric motor to propel it. In a final ingenious flash, he adapted a sewing machine's pedal to the mechanism so that the worker could stop and start it at will. The result? Less sick time, less injury, and greater efficiency and productivity. So, be the change. Understand your boss. Middle managers with great ideas face a challenge. How, when, and with whom should they share them? The secret to success is to determine which neural pathways the target audience favors. Those focused on traveling between stress and calm will be less likely to embrace new ideas. They are clinging to the familiar. Those riding the boardroom excitement highway will delight a new opportunity. It's not hard to figure out who favors which pathways. People habitually tend towards one or the other. 8 different ways to get great ideas. Stanford alumni entrepreneurs shed light on how they come up with their best ideas. The first entrepreneur: interrupt the logical mind and allow space to daydream. This is in first person as the entrepreneur is talking. What inspires me is beauty and the human desire and capacity to create it. I listen to Glenn Gould's piano places or other acoustic music in the morning. My best ideas come randomly. I take naps and steam baths. You need to interrupt the logical mind and allow a space to daydream. Getting great ideas, Einstein said the theory of relativity came to him when he was riding a bike. The best ideas will not come from slamming 3 espressos and grinding them out, but rather at weird moments. In the middle of the night, when you are traveling on a train, when you are receptive to oblique inspiration and the suspension of a disbelief. Zen teachers refer to this as beginner's mind, where possibilities are many. We are all too finely tuned. Our mind uses us more than we use our mind. Listen and reflect. Every real insight I have had has come from being a good listener. I need to have time to quiet reflection to digest it and consider how it affects me, to figure out my voice and how I can contribute to that story. This is the third alumni. Expand the adjacent possible. I have worked in so many different industries and niches, big companies, small companies, government, for-profit, not-for-profit, etc. For me, it is about expanding the adjacent possible. Stephen Johnson, author of Where Good Ideas Come From, explains that the world is full of many possibilities, but one certain things can happen only by opening doors to new opportunities, a new adjacent possible. Can you create what I call a palace of possibilities? I have more doors open, a larger palace of possibilities than most people, so I can see connections others may not see. My best ideas come from college of experiences. Don't seek out great ideas. Great ideas find you. I don't think you find great ideas. As a venture capitalist, you don't come up with ideas. The entrepreneurs come up with the ideas. It is a lot harder to be an entrepreneur than to be a venture capitalist. And the great ideas that lead to great business generally find the entrepreneur, not the other way around. The ones where the entrepreneur is looking for the idea tend to result in flips. Look at Microsoft, eBay, Dropbox, and so on. None of those guys was looking to start a business. The ideas just hit them. The great ones just know. Collaborate with others. I come up with my best ideas by engaging and talking with other people. Great ideas are not solitary things. Feedback from other people is the best catalyst. Spend time away from your industry. I get my best ideas when I get off the grid and detach myself from industry. Spending time thinking about fashion, toys, or architecture frees me up to think imaginatively. It's hard to be innovative when you are stuck in your own industry. You see artificial boundaries around what you can and can't do. Observe consumer behavior and culture. I enjoy observing consumer behavior and culture. I like to envision what could be, and I ask myself, why isn't this better? How could it be better? I start to play out that scenario in my head. The best idea come out of pain points I experience in my daily life and based on what I learned of gaps in financial services at Progresso. I am already working on my next company. As I said, these are the entrepreneurs and the language is first person. Free up your mind. For some reason, more ideas come to me when I am near water, even taking a bath. I just did a week-long meditation retreat. Freeing up the mind is a good way to get to inspiration. We fill our lives with so little space. Inspiration looks for crevices to parachute into. The fewer crevices you create in your life, the less likely you are to have inspiration come through you. You need to allow yourself to be a vessel so that something can come through you. My next presentation will also be based on this book, and that will be part 2. We are business consultants based in Pakistan. If you need to accelerate your organizational performance and transform your company to meet the upcoming business challenges for a better tomorrow, please contact us for a turnaround. You can find us at rabbaniresearch.net. Trust Rabbani for quality competence.